We here at Game Point Sports. We back. You know what I'm saying? Like a second heart attack. I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They surviving heart attacks like it ain't nothing right now.
Yeah, man. Heart attacks is the new age, man. It was a fad.
I mean, like
AIDS is a fad now.
You catch a heart attack right now, man. Might be out for a week. And you back at
heart
work.
Attack, man. Or are you? We got something that we're going to talk about a little later. Are you?
We'll chime in that one a little bit later.
But you out of here.
Happy Thursday to you, man. How you doing, C-Bo?
Hey, man, you know, my team's still in it. So, you know, it's I'm not crip, but it's a beautiful day. Okay. That's how you say it? Beautiful day?
Beautiful day?
Yeah, man.
It's a beautiful day.
Hey, listen.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Anybody who's banging on the other side, I still appreciate what you do and why you do it. Give back to your community. We got a lot to talk about today. Get in here. And what you looking at anyway? Get in here. Get in here. Hey, go tell your peoples you ain't watching no football games. This ain't the middle of the season. Get in here. Come on, let's talk about it. We got some things to address. You know what I'm saying?
Shouts out to my boy Michael Thompson in there. Condolences to you though. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out.
Yeah, man, it's Pops.
Yep. Shout out to you, man. He always showing love and support.
That's my guy, man. He be traveling too, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Y'all take notes from that young man, man. He's out here traveling, man. I seen him wiggling his toes and sand. That's how you do it, man.
He was moving around.
Yeah, man, you got to wiggle your toes and some sand, man.
Yeah. When you go to a third world country or whatever so called
third world,
are you leaving the resort? Are you?
Yeah.
You hanging out?
Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna listen. If I leave the resort, you know, I'm not doing nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out there with the natives, you know, hang out. I ain't got no problem.
Man, they slicker than oil, man.
Some of them spots, so I ain't gonna hold you like they was showing somewhere they would just run around and snatching phones off out your hands, snatching chains off your neck.
Don't ask for directions as a tourist.
Don't look up. They say don't look up. They say you can tell you a tourist when you spend a whole lot of time looking up. So
don't look up.
Just gotta move around.
Don't look up. Don't act like you've been there before.
Just act like you've been there before, man.
Just like we've been here before. Game Point, man. We starting, man, Thursday, man. We coming up on the end of the season pretty soon here, man. The end of the football season, the Game Point season. You're gonna see all kind of things new. Shouts out to my man Tommy Clouser, man. What's up? You saying what's up on this thing? We gonna say what's up back. And now it's time to attack and get to going what we got that going on. We talking about the quarterback carousel.
Yeah, man. Is it a quarterback or do you need your quarterback? Like, was it a bad investment? What's going on?
Well, I mean, there's one I didn't see in the particulars too, but you know, here Russell Wilson, we need our quarterback. back. We need our quarter Billy back.
You need the quarterback?
Yeah.
You need the quarterback?
Yeah.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
I know.
Your shit is in the jukebox, so you're going to have to let
It's
the song
already,
play.
Yeah, it's already played.
Your quarter's in the jukebox. You're going to have to let the song play. But for some of y'all where, that quarter, every now and then you went to that little faulty machine, you stuck the quarter in, and it just fell right back out to the back, and you didn't get a chance to twist it. Some of y'all got a quarterback like that right now.
We aging ourselves, though.
We are aging ourselves.
Because I don't even think that happens too much no more.
They ain't got those no more?
I don't think you put a card in.
Bubblegum machine?
Yeah, I don't think that happens no more.
You can get COVID off that shit from some old bubblegum in there.
I'm saying? Everybody done touch the bubble gum. Somebody done breathed on the bubble gum up in the factory.
Don't be giving me the old bubble
or
gum.
not even in the factory. The guy who's putting it in there,
Yeah, he could.
So, yeah.
He got that violent cough and shit.
So many things have changed, man, since COVID, and they changed for the good. Some of them for the bad.
Yeah, monkeypox and shit, man. Off the bubble gum.
Yeah, it's going.
You need everything in a bag and packaged and sealed appropriately, man. That's how they moving nowadays.
So man, let's talk about the quarterback. So
is it a quarterback or do you need your quarterback? And I think the first on the list we have to discuss is Josh Allen.
Let's talk about Josh Allen.
Do you need your quarterback?
No, I need.
That's your quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
That's your quarterback. You don't need your quarterback.
Nah, man, he's still young and growing and getting a little bit better.
I will say that I think quarterbacks are like small businesses. You're either growing or you're dying.
Okay.
And I don't really see them growing. They sit at the same place every year for the last 3-4 years now. That ain't growing.
Yeah.
I will say that you need to at least start looking in the talent pool for QBs. It's about that time. Who's the backup for Buffalo right now?
I don't know.
And that's what it's.
I don't know, and I wouldn't care.
That's right. That alone says that you need to start looking for your solid backup.
Okay. Tommy Clouser, speaking on what you're saying, Tommy Clouser says Josh Allen needs a reliable run game to thrive. Good run game is a different story. Would be a different story for Buffalo.
I mean,
because the running game was non-existent. He's like their leading rusher.
I mean, can you say that there's a standout running back in KC? Can you say that there's a standout running back in?
Well, you don't need a
Baltimore.
You don't need a standout running back.
So what you need?
But you need to be able to run the ball when you need to run the ball.
Okay.
Like, you need to be able to get those yards. You need to be able to sustain drives.
Okay.
You need to be able to run time off the clock. You do that by the run game. 3 incompletions in a row, you may have run 30 seconds off the clock. 3 runs in a row, you may have run 3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, but that don't change his decision making, and that's really, if we can be honest, Josh Allen his decision making is what makes most people say, "I'm not sold on the kid." He wants it too bad. He wants it too bad.
I mean, and that's a thing that can be.
You ever go out? This is my thought process. You ever go out with one of the homies and he wanted too bad and he be kind of messing it up for everybody? He got all the right intentions. He got the right outfit on. He might even have a little jury on him and stuff, man. But he wanted too bad. And when you want it too bad, sometimes you got the whole crew looking thirsty.
Yeah, you're overly aggressive.
Yeah, you got the whole crew looking thirsty. And it's like, Josh Allen got the whole crew looking thirsty, man.
I think I really thought Buffalo was gonna come together for the DeMar Hamlin.
And that's
I mean,
you got the whole crew looking thirsty.
Let me get to the comments real quick. No way. 85 Toyota SR5 says no way. Allen is a top 5 QB. Tommy Clouser says, in speaking to your Kansas City question, they have Pacheco. They running
Pacheco. Ain't nobody checking on no pistachios. He all right, but ain't nobody.
Tommy Clouser also says you can't win in January without a good run game to go with the pass. I'm in agreement. And 85 Toyota SR5 says no, they're really missing the D line to get off the field. And Tommy Clouser also says losing Von Miller hurt Buffalo. Also,
I mean, but Von Miller ain't no spring chicken. You can't really build no defense around that gentleman and say that that's the key that cost you.
So, but what Von does give you is he's that guy, right? who shows up at big time in big moments.
Sure.
So he doesn't have to be that consistent guy out here right now to get you 15 to 20 sacks a year. He's that guy when it's playoff time and it's time for your defense to make a play. When you see your offense struggling, he makes the big sack. He makes a game-changing play. So that's where you need Von Miller for.
Yeah, I will say this though. When you have a talent like Von Miller, and I will not at any point disrespect Von Miller and say that he's not a talent, but they're really there, and you put them in place for them to really be able to teach and groom the young talent to really be able to step up in some of those big plays. Obviously, you want to still be able to do it to say, yeah, hey, look, young buck, this is how I get in there, that's how I get it done. But it ain't all on you. You got to really be able to do that to have the young bucks, the young linebackers, the young ends, to be able to see that kind of intensity and be able to kind of build off of that. You're not building no team around Von Miller for the next 2 to 3 years. And that's really what you're saying you need to have Josh Allen in the play for the next 2 to 3 years.
I think
Von Miller is clearly not going to be there.
No, he's not. Well, his contract says otherwise.
He ain't going to be there. Now, who you paying? You know what I'm saying? We've seen that a lot. You could be paying somebody to be on the beach. I'm just saying, he might not be there. He's going to be on.
Shouts out to my man. I'm going to
be in a chicken farm somewhere.
Is it Bobby Bonilla? Was Bobby Bonilla still getting a check from the Cubs?
Bobby,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few cats. Who's the dude who came from Utah, the white boy, Van? We'll have to look it up, man. We'll go back to
Horn?
Van Horn. Keith Van Horn was getting a check for 10, 15 years after the league, man.
Hey, man, shouts out to the people, man, here on Comment, man, here at the Art Network. We like to like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again here at Game Point Sports. You know, the mother podcast.
It's like ashtrays on a motorcycle.
Useless.
Talk to them, because here at Game Point, we keep the game
on point.
Know that, man. Hey. Don't waste your time and just know that.
Man, we're going to keep it moving, grooving, man. We're going to get to the comments and get to
I feel like Shannon Sharp and shit. Right here.
Get to
Come here.
He said if he's on that sauce, he would have. He's on that sauce, it would have been a whole different story.
We got a couple more quarterbacks that we need to figure out though.
Jake Webbs, he picks Eagles and Bengals.
We'll get there. We're going to get there.
Tommy Clouser says check from the Mets for Bobby Bonilla. He gets that boy. I believe it's like $1 million check like every year. Yeah, Bobby Bonilla ain't played since.
Yeah, he took the long option in the lottery. Just pay me out $1 million a year.
Hey man, I'll make it easy on you.
Yeah, just pay me out $1 million a year.
You know what I'm saying? That $1 million ain't worth what it
used
to be.
So speaking of which, let's talk about Dak. Is that your quarterback, or do you need your quarterback?
I need my quarterback.
You need your quarterback?
I need my quarterback. I mean, and maybe I just popped up today that my man Dak Prescott had some little cheating issues or infidelity issues. You know,
he married?
Huh?
Is he married?
Whatever he's doing, he's cheating.
Nah, you ain't cheating unless you married.
Hey, okay.
You need my Shannon Sharp look. It ain't cheating if you married. But I will say Dak right now, I need my quarterback. I need that thing I need to drop back out of that thing, man. I need the whole thing to spin through and then the quarter to come back out. And I ain't got nothing against him as a player, but I think talent wise and what you need from him to go to the next level, clearly we just haven't seen it.
He has the talent around him.
Clearly, we haven't seen it, and it's
and when it comes to the big games, he's one of the guys who folds up under pressures. Dak can go. Tommy Clouser says Dak is overrated as Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I mean, Dak is. I mean, I think he says the right things because he has to. Because there's a big light on the Dallas franchise. You got an owner that's really, really. He has a lot of money. So he speaks softly and carries a big stick. But you got this franchise with this big stadium, these big expectations for America's team. And I mean, it's just, that ain't it for him.
It ain't. But shouts out to Dak, man. He played Jerry Jones, man. He got a lot of bread. Last year he made $75 million last year.
On IR. Bust it up.
And Jerry didn't want to pay him, but he had no choice.
He had no choice.
Because he needed his quarterback.
So right now, we're saying right now, I think it's the consensus says for both of them, we need our quarterback.
We need a quarterback. Guys.
All right, so what about Cousins? Somebody just brought that up in the chat. Cousins, we need our quarterback. I need my quarterback. You have some of the best talent. When you talk about a dual threat in Minnesota with Jefferson, who's any receiver who's breaking Randy Moss's records at any level. I don't care if it's from a rookie to before he left the league.
Every week he's breaking a Randy Moss.
If you got one of them and you not being able to really be that threat, and then you got Thielen, I don't care. People are like, man, since Thielen got back from his injury, Thielen can still catch the ball.
Still a great number two.
Yeah, he's just, but he's not even being, he's not even being used in the offense properly. So, there's some things obviously that you talk about in coaching, but at the end of the day, we're all watching the same game. Cousins just is not in there for the right reason.
He doesn't win the big game. I believe and whatever on prime time.
Man, take that chain off too, man. Don't you never come around here with no chain. Look, man, it's onside. If Cousins ever come with his shirt off in the chain, take it off him.
But he's
take it off. Take it off.
Another quarterback who has monopolized or made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? He bet on himself.
He did all right for himself.
I mean, he got franchised 2 times in a row, and then signed. He was one of the first guys who got like $90 million guaranteed.
Hey, look, Sam Bradford was one of them guys who did the same thing. Sam Bradford slid through the league and scraped him up.
Well, Sam Bradford was the last, right? He was the last of the last. He was the one who changed the game.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So when he changed the game, and once he got that money, and once Russell got that money, they said, and I'm talking about Jamarcus Russell, they got that rookie contract, and they was getting paid. They changed it after that.
Yeah, I think Jamarcus Russell had a contract. Sam Bradford had like 4-5 contracts. Everywhere he went, he got a solid contract with some paper up front.
He did, but that initial contract,
Sam Bradford scraped it up. Hey, shout out to Sam Bradford, man.
He's another guy.
He was a real savage.
Satchel Paige, man. The people on our show got some of the best names.
Yeah,
Satchel Paige.
He's some intelligent young man.
Dak is a poster boy for the perks of being a company man.
He is definitely a company man.
Great comment. 85 Toyota SR5 says Cousins is what he's always been. Nice arm, can bring it when the lights are bright. Remember when Bradford got $20 million to play for the Cardinals for 1 year? Hey, you're right.
Listen, y'all who know what I'm talking about, go Google that since you're sitting here with no football on. Go Google his total net earnings. Sam
and it's
Bradford.
Thursday night. Where would you rather be than Game Point Sports? Where we like, share, comment, retweet it.
What are you doing?
Check it. Let's go to the next one.
Doing? I think this is one that I think may add a little controversy because it might be a little possum being played in this. But Lamar Jackson, is that your quarterback or do you want your quarterback?
If it was me and my team and I was running it, and I like Lamar Jackson, but I would want my quarterback.
I think I'm going to say that's my quarterback, man, because I believe that he playing possum. He had a conversation with them about the money, and they didn't meet the numbers. And if there was they actually showed what it was that they offered him. It was something like around like 115 guaranteed.
Oh yeah, he wants
and he wasn't really feeling that
because he wants Deshaun Watson guaranteed money.
I mean, that ain't gonna happen again. I think Deshaun Watson has officially shown you that this was not a successful play, and ain't no owner after watching that gonna tie up $250 million.
Well, let's see.
That ain't gonna happen.
Well, let's see. I mean, this year he played for $1 million. He gave him about $1 million worth.
Yeah, he ain't. You don't want that smoke.
But Lamar, the reason why I would want my money back,
talk to me,
for Lamar is because he can't stay healthy.
Really? You feel like that? You feel like he just
I just feel like, man, he tears up the league, and then he ran one too many times. He didn't step out when he should have stepped out. He took this big hit. He was trying to make an extra 2 yards, man. If you're gonna be that guy, man, you gotta learn to slide, and you gotta learn to step out of bounds from time
throw the
to
ball
time.
away. See, this is the thing, and that's what a lot of people, the athletic quarterbacks, don't understand. Or it takes them sometimes too long, or it's too late for them to understand. Throw that ball out of bounds, Jack. You don't even have to do all that running. If you look at some of the elite quarterbacks out there, they're not even running for that sideline. You run for it. I'll take a first to second down any day. I'll take a second to third down any day. Because all I got to do is step into the pocket, and they don't step into the pocket. Some of these running quarterbacks have just not been able to have the right kind of tutelage around them to understand you're going to stay safe by stepping into the pocket.
They got the happy feet. You know what I'm saying?
You start running outside that pocket.
They're not trusting those guys to block for them.
Step into the pocket.
And Tommy Clouser says, question posed, is Lamar the new RG3?
Nah. And I'm shout out to RG3 because it wasn't like he was shabby at all. I mean, I just think unfortunately he fell victim to that same. It's a trap. It looks delicious, homie. When you go out there as a running quarterback, it looks delicious. Well, you go out there and it's like you hit that little seam. You be like, oh, I'm on the second level already. But you could do that 50 times. Only take one hit.
Well, you know who was off point in that whole situation was Mike Shanahan. Had him come back too early, man. The guy should have been sitting out a little bit longer and let the dude rehab and do his thing. I just remember that, Shanahan. He came back a little bit too early and he's never been the same. But RG3 was a guy, you know what I'm saying, he was when he was in there when he first started, kept Kirk Cousins on the bench and he was looking good out. He was looking damn good out there.
I mean, I think it's fool's gold. I mean, we learned that with Wentz. You can have these quarterbacks who obviously can catch a couple of teams and defenses and secondaries off guard, where they can make some amazing and spectacular plays or buy some more time and get to the second level and maybe even get a couple of crucial third down conversions. But you're risking it all every time you do it. And some of the more tenured quarterbacks or the more coached and quarterbacks in the league understand that it just ain't the play, man. It ain't worth it.
I understand it. Tommy Clouser said, Satchel Paige says LJ is overrated. He doesn't have the quarterback intelligence needed. Tommy Clouser says legs about to be done. 85 Toyota SR5 says he loves to watch Lamar play though. And Satchel Paige says if he's playing possum, greatest finesse ever. And where I would disagree with that, you shouldn't have stepped on the field, period. That would have been a better finesse.
We talked about that, but at this point, you ain't no going back. So, ain't no going back. He stepped on and said he didn't want to talk about it no more after the season got started. So, look, I tweaked my ankle and it's going to stay tweaked until we talk about this money.
He finally took somebody's advice. Like, hey, I got it.
It's going to stay tweaked.
It hurts. You guys don't understand what's going on. Do we got one more quarterback?
No, we don't. We got to get to this rumor mill. We got to talk about that one thing. And this is for... this is some of y'all come in a little closer. Come on in. You ain't doing nothing. Coming in. See, all of y'all, when you be riding with some of your homeboys, you don't know you got one of these like Freemasons in the car with you. One of these, I'm not driving, I'm traveling, I'm in transit from one place to another type of dudes in your car. But really what that dude doing is he gonna get all y'all sent to jail. And that guy is the same guy that listens to this theory right now. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. And I'm not saying it's not controversial. But what we're going to bring up to you, and it's going to say that guy who gets in the car talking about, I don't need to show you my license because I'm a Freemason and I'm a Moor.
You don't have jurisdiction.
Yeah, I'm a Moor and all that.
You got to watch like the best.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of my car.
Many of them dudes been in court, man, and they be like, "Woo, you have jurisdiction." They always end up in jail. They always end up in jail.
They are 0 for 1,000. All them Freemason, Moore, jurisdiction. I'm traveling, not driving dudes. I don't need to show a driver's license type dude. Y'all all went to jail. Every one of y'all. And you know you did. Because you know why? Your family loves you and they try to get you out. You still in there arguing. Get out of my car. Like
I got a partner that's good at it though.
Get out of my car. All I'm saying is try that on the sidewalk. Don't try that in my vehicle.
Hey, don't do it with me.
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 If I'm around and if I happen to be around and I can see it as a spectacle, I'm down.
So that guy who the controversy guy, the conspiracy theory guy, and there's always one of them. Yeah. We all got one in our friend group. You say something and they just throw something wild out there, and it's like, because you got the vaccination. Like this is for you. You have a platform now, so y'all can go in there and light it up and have make your comments and questions on this. The topic that we have, or the rumor that we have, and they said this, is that they said Damar Hamlin was dead. They said the NFL has tried to cover this up. They said that he never recovered from that field. And the guy that was waving around, showing the little heart fingers and stuff in the window over there, they're like, dang, he ain't did no interviews. He ain't talked to nobody. They said the NFL has covered this up, and that young man is out of there. Yeah, that right there. They said that young man is out of there. And they said, don't nobody know who the hell that is in the window. And he ain't did no interviews, and he ain't talked to nobody. All they doing is getting blind tweets and texts from this guy. And they said this is the controversy. And they said this young man is out of there. They said that man is in the upper room right now because every picture that they show, he either got his head down, his face covered, or something blurred and obscure. They said he's like Sasquatch. He's like Bigfoot right now. He done left the game and they never came back.
He could be.
How you feel about that? Are you that guy? Are you the Freemason in the car?
I'm not that guy. I am not the conspiracy theorist type guy.
They said it's a deep fake.
I am more of a realist. I believe. I would like to believe I'm.
But what makes it real? Because do you have any concrete evidence or anything that you've seen concrete that says that Damar Hamlin is actually with us?
I've seen him in the hospital. That was concrete.
Talking, moving.
Thumbs up.
I mean, remember Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah. Well, he gave him the heart.
Well, they put the glasses on him.
Man, you turn on the song.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, look, they could have put the little wires on him and had him up there.
Bernie's was moving and growing, but they wouldn't have his mom there playing into it.
Why not? I'm not saying, look, I'm not trying to be the Freemason.
The money's not that good.
His contract was not that good either, so we don't know.
I mean, he was a young in the game.
We don't know.
But
we're gonna have to go.
I'm not in the conspiracy.
I'm not a big conspiracy guy myself. You know what I'm saying?
There's few that I fall victim to, but not this one.
Not this one. He's somewhere. He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
He's okay? So
and
then,
talking about the heart
over
attack.
Under, is he going to have a live interview or a taped interview before the Super Bowl?
Before the Super Bowl, under.
So you don't think he's gonna do it
before Super Bowl? I would say. Before the start of next season, I'll say.
Before the start of next season?
Yeah, but I'll go over on that.
But they could grow one of them that look like him, like in a little pod, and then by next season they have like a whole...
they got 5 of them all over the country.
A little pod and just grow them and something.
Nah, I think, we're going to see him on 60 Minutes or something.
What you think? He holding out to get that contract, get a good solid deal?
He trying to get that bread, man. He trying to get that bread.
His contract was like 4 years, $3.5 million. It wasn't super solid.
Career might be over.
Would you still play if you wasn't a deep fake?
Man, I wouldn't. Not if I was him.
If you had a heart attack, died on the field, and then they brought you back to life, and you blurred out somewhere in these pictures giving out these things, would you come back to the field? Nah,
I wouldn't. Raider says, we will gladly take Lamar after Carr's BS. 85 Toyota SR5 says they showed the dude in the hospital, he thought, which is a picture we just seen.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Raider said, why would his folks lie? Why would his folks lie? Satchel Paige says, only talks. Money talks, my bad, money talks. And Tommy Clouser says the NFL would lose so much money if that was true. 85 Toyota SR5 says the whole team would lie about his FaceTime pregame thing. The NFL would pay big money to cover it up. Big pay. Why would they make a report from him being at the team facility all week just to have the Bills lose?
I mean, I think it's more about like from that side, from your Freemason, from your Moore, from your I'm traveling in transit type of person. I think, what they're saying is like, this is an unprecedented situations where the NFL actually canceled the game. This is an unprecedented situation where, you have an opportunity to expose maybe that the NFL doesn't really have proper care for their players for situations like that, right? Like if he did go out and he didn't resuscitate, like we got to keep him alive just in case, because we can't show that like we don't have real good. We don't have health insurance and shit for these guys. We don't have the proper, ongoing, medical care for them. Look again. I'm just telling you, there's only one conspiracy out there that I'm gonna hold on to, and we'll talk about this on another show or platform. But I don't think we ever landed on the moon.
I mean, I can definitely.
I don't think we had the technology back then to land on no damn moon to be able to
get step for mankind. Ain't that what he said?
Yeah, we was competing with the Russians who done fucked around and done had something out there. And I don't think we landed on the moon. And if we did, how the hell we land on the moon? Damn near, we're looking at now 60 years ago, and we ain't never went back for no reason. And we got all this technology. Everything is digital. Everything is LED. We have more technology now that can actually support being able to communicate from one world or a planet to another planet, to be able to have landing opportunities, and I'm just saying, I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm just saying, if you want to ask about a conspiracy, that's the one that I have that I ain't been able to let all the way go.
I'm kind of in with that one.
What technology we have in the '60s that had us landing on moons, getting back into the spaceship, and then flying back on Earth, and then landing back on Earth, and everybody cool.
And, rest in peace to I forgot the astronaut's name, but
Buzz Lightyear. What's his name?
But rest in peace, man, because he did just die recently.
Yeah, man.
Satchel Paige said Bills had to lose so they can keep decoying Hamlin. 85 Toyota SR5 says for the traveling in transit dude.
Yeah, get that guy.
Satchel Paige says if anybody had the money to cover up, this is the NFL. The dead guy was running up one hell of a hotel bill, so Buffalo had to lose.
God damn.
This nigga here, another good name. DeMar Hamlin is the traveling man.
I'm just saying.
But I have seen Weekend at Bernie's. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Bernie was having women. Bernie was partying. Bernie was doing every single thing.
He was hanging out.
Yeah, man. Bernie had some big parties.
Big parties.
Like the party was cracking.
Big cracking. as our Caucasian friends would say, 100%.
100%.
100%. Look at him.
Bernie over there.
You having a good time? They just move his lip a little bit. 100%. Hey, listen, boy, you got a Caucasian friend right now. I guarantee they said it to you like 10 times already. 100%. 100%. I'll tell you they in it. All right, let's talk about these key injuries because we're getting closer. We're past all the shenanigans. This is the conference championships right now. If you're not an Eagles fan, so what? So what?
I'll let you start it, man. Go ahead. Let's talk about the injuries. We talking about the injuries.
But we're gonna talk about the injuries that's gonna lead us up to these matchups. And there's a key injury on both sides right now for both of these matchups. One of them being, let's get it out the way, Mahomes and shit. He had to be taken out the game, and when he came back, he clearly wasn't 100%.
Definitely wasn't 100%. Finished the game strong. Has practiced this week, full participant in both practices so far this week. Patrick Mahomes will definitely be back, and he's gonna be 100. He won't be 100%, but he's gonna play. He's gonna play. Yeah, he's gonna play.
Is that a factor? Do you change up something on your defense? Do you start mixing up your blitz packages to try to get somebody to get on him, lean on him, fall on him?
Nah, he's gonna be all
right. Yeah, it's something to look for.
If they can't hold Kelsey, then.
But let's be honest, Mahomes to Kelsey is the Super Bowl. Is the road to the Super Bowl.
Definitely. If you stop it, you win.
If you stop that, you win.
But okay, it was a hell of an injury though. It was a hell of an ankle injury.
It didn't look good.
It looked like it was broke.
That's not one of those you get to shake off in 7 days.
They give him that. They shoot him up, go shoot him up, and they get him right.
No, I get that, but you still gonna be stepping on that like little squishy ankle.
gonna see, man.
You know it's squishy in there.
Hey, I've twisted an ankle, man.
Any of my big dudes who jumped up and got a rebound and came down and stepped on somebody's foot and that whole ankle just get all squishy on them.
I've had
that thing do not go away right away.
I've had a bad twisted ankle and it really felt like
a little squishy ankle.
It really felt like it was broke.
Shit sound like a dog chew toy.
Let's go to in that game, just recent news. You got Hayden Hurst out, who didn't practice today with a calf injury, and he just came back from a calf injury.
You feel like that's important? End. Yeah, you feel like that's a big.
Oh, that's the tight end. That's my tight end, man.
That's my tight end.
That's my tight end, man.
Nah, he was getting down. He was moving around. That is actually, he was a key factor in that. Especially, but that was in the snow. You always go to the tight ends in inclement weather.
Yeah.
That's the rule. You got to go to tight ends in inclement weather. I don't think they're going to have that issue going forward from this week coming up through the Super Bowl. So I think, but that definitely was, and I think they definitely used him for what you need to. You use your tight ends in your running game.
Do we want to transition into that game right now before we get to the next injuries?
What's the game?
The Bengals
and Chiefs. What's your take on it? Let's just get that out the way. Who you got?
Ooh, I'm going with the Bengals. 3-0 in the last 3 games versus the Chiefs. I believe Burrow is undefeated against Mahomes. The Bengals are that team that shines. They shining right now. They that team. They did the same thing last year. I mean, I'm gonna go. Arguably the best wide receiver tandem in the league.
They got a nightmare out there for receivers.
Confident quarterback.
Mixon has like 7 touchdowns, 5 in one game, but he is at least a threat. You just got to be able to move the ball. You have to at least have a run threat.
And that's where Buffalo.
And you got Perrin. Is that the other running back that got? What's his name?
How you say his name?
Some of y'all, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they got a run tandem, and that's why I say, but this is the problem. Look at what they are. You got literally Mixon, who's got, let's say, 7 touchdowns, and he had 5 in one game. Burrows was not tripping on that. Like, I'll let you run 3 yards so that I can set up some kind of play action and then throw the ball. Why isn't Josh Allen able to do that? Josh Allen feel like he got to run it, and Burrows has at least been able to understand where he's at with this, that he's like, I'm not trying to do it on my feet. He throw the ball out.
Burrow is a player of championship pedigree.
He damn sure is,
He did it at LSU.
He damn sure is.
And it looks like the guy is his first year in the league was injured. Second year in the league goes to the Super Bowl. Third year in the league, when everybody's healthy, his team turns it on, and nobody really wants to see him, and he's confident. And I like the statement that he said, because they're a team that felt slighted about this whole reseeding type thing in the AFC, the whole game somewhere else. Go get your refunds back.
Hey, remember when at the beginning of the season it was like week 6 and everybody was wigging out because, the Bengals started off real slow, and he said, hey, everybody, you always wear them big-ass Scullies and shit. Them Scullies and shit be looking, Scully be hanging out. He be wearing Scullies and shit that be sitting on his head like this and shit. He be having the big-ass conference Scully.
He hang with the fellas.
Yeah, he had a little Scully on him. He said, hey, guys, relax. And he meant that. From his core, he said that. And listen, if he said it, he stood up for it, and I got the Bengals.
You got the Bengals.
I got the Bengals.
All right, so let me get to the comments before we get to it. Bengals have a good chance. Tommy Clouser, regardless of the Mahomes injury, either or, they still have a good chance. Is what he's saying. 85 Toyota SR5 pistol Bengal. Tommy Clouser says Joey Ice, chip on their shoulder from last year. Robbie Dawson, my man. Yeah, love my Niners. And we gonna talk about the Niners, man. Who you got, Robbie? Who you got? Betting that. Bet who you got with this Bengal Chiefs. The Niners are the next game, Robbie Dawson. Anyways. He's picking KC though. He said KC rolls. Tommy Clouser says, I still can't say the name, and I'm not gonna mess it up. But Perini, Raider says, I think they want their Super Bowl, and I believe he's talking about the Bengals. Robbie Dawson says, bet that Josh Allen doesn't have a run game. He's commenting on what you're saying about the Bengals.
Why? Singletary is
you wouldn't take him on the Eagles. You wouldn't take him on the Eagles.
I mean, but we don't need him on
Buffalo
the
has no. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't take him.
Why would we take? You know what I'm saying?
This nigga here, Robbie Dawson says trash. LOL. This nigga here says is Burrow's short career start better than Mahomes?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
his second Mahomes.
He don't have a Super Bowl ring, but I'm gonna tell you this. He came in and Mahomes don't want no problems with him.
Oh, he don't want no problems with him. But as an overall player, you know, you come into the league, your first year starting, you throwing 55 touchdowns, you're breaking records with maybe, less than 10 interceptions. Not better, but it's comparable. But
this is the thing. If you whooping the ass of whoever you getting compared to, it ain't comparable. Don't worry about who beat me. Worry about me beating you.
So you saying Burrow's career start is
if you compare me to somebody whose ass I'm whooping, like if there's a bear coming at us, right? There's a bear coming at us, and I start tying up my shoes, and you telling me, hey, we can't outrun a bear. Bear's faster than both of us, and I tell you, I'm not trying to outrun the bear. I'm trying to outrun you, and I'm faster than you. Guess who's bear meat? You bear lunch.
Maybe you might fall.
You bear lunch. And so anything that Mahomes did before Barrows got there is null and void. If you compare the two, Barrows is his daddy. He's his daddy.
My man Raiders says, man, the Bengals were Aaron Donald sack away from winning the Super Bowl last year. Bengals do have a run game plus 3 wide receiver threats that's fully capable and a tight end Hayden Hurst. Mahomes is the greatest forgotten hero ever, Satchel Paige says.
Until Burrows came into the league, he put him on notice. This is what y'all got to understand. Burrows put Mahomes on notice because if you compare me to somebody who I'm whooping their ass, there's no comparison.
Let's go. Robbie Dawson says bet that. Brock Purdy says win in Philly. Robbie Dawson picks 27-24 KC. Mahomes won a Super Bowl and an MVP. What the F are you talking about, Sebo? That's what Satchel Paige said. 85 Toyota SR5 says no, he has no Super Bowl. Enough said. Burrow is about to be in the Super Bowl for the second time in 4 years in the league. Very even to Mahomes. And to start their career.
So who keeps Mahomes from winning his second Super Bowl? Who keeps Mahomes from going to his second Super Bowl or third Super Bowl at this point?
First it was Tennessee.
Who's doing that? It's like, if you compare Mahomes to whoever he beat to get there, then I'm all for that. But unfortunately, we're not. We're comparing Mahomes to Burrows, and Burrows is whooping his ass.
He is whooping his ass.
He's whooping his ass.
So who would you take?
Burrows.
To start a new team. You take
Burrow.
Taking Burrow.
Twice on Sunday.
Bengal D stops him. Let's go on to the next game in the injury report.
I don't like the way Mahomes walked though.
I don't like the way he talks.
I don't like the way he walks.
I don't like the way he talks.
So I got
sounds like Kermit.
And he kind of switched a little bit. I don't much like that.
I don't like his brother either. His brother.
I don't like his wife.
Mahomes has an MVP. Mahomes is the best. He's the best script quarterback. Sounds like Kermit the Frog. Tommy Clouser says.
I mean, is Mahomes without Andy Reid?
I don't know.
Is Mahomes without Kelsey? You know what I'm saying?
And
like, there's a lot of these things where it's like...
Tommy Clouser says, and he puts ketchup on his steak.
I don't like that either. He probably like his steaks well done and shit. He probably a well done steak.
What are you, a medium rare guy?
Just gotta have some pink in it, man.
Okay.
You well done?
I'm still well done. I haven't changed up.
Yeah, so if you get a steak from the restaurant...
I might go medium
Hold on. If you get a steak from the restaurant and it's well done, and you can't finish it because you had the salad, the potato, and it's like, you're going to box this up, and you take it home. When you warm it back up, what is it then?
Well done.
If you can't warm your steak up the next day,
So what are you
cook too long.
what are you warming your steak up? Now you're warming your steak up to well done.
Medium well. And then I'm gonna have mine at well.
Yeah, when you take it home and reheat.
That's beautiful. Don't man, shout out to anybody that reheat their steak and is just now at well. If you
When did you make the transition in your life?
You know what? That's a great question.
When
That's
did
a
you
great
make that- when did
question.
you make that transition?
No, that's a great question. It was with one of my 100% people.
Okay.
Yeah, and they took me out to a good steak restaurant, man, and they had a decent cut on it, and they had some of that myoglobin in it, which I thought was blood. You know, y'all can look that up, whatever it is. And I was like, nah, I ain't it. And they was like, nah, this is an aged steak for 30-something days, 45 days or something. And I had it, and it had the myoglobin in it. And I actually said this was like medium well. And I said, you know what? I taste everything about a steak I need to know about. Okay. And I was not able to go back. And that's another thing. Here's another thing, too. If you eat anything other than a ribeye, so tomahawks count. Ribeyes, of course, count bone in, bone out. If you eat any other steak other than that, you're not eating steak. You're just eating a piece of beef. It's ribeye. Ribeye, slap yourself.
Ribeye on yours, so you're not a
ribeye sloppy. No New York straight. No T-bone. T-bones is they interrupt the meal. Like I don't want to be eating into a bone and then go around and eat around the other bone. I want to get all the way through it.
Yeah, but in your young days, man, T-bone was what it was. You got a T-bone steak.
I mean, when you know better, you knew better, you do better. And I'm just telling you.
Tommy Clouser says no. He said he's not the same without Kelsey. Satchel Paige said medium well for the win. Raiders said rubber. He must be talking about the well.
Talking about your steaks. And hockey pucks.
Tommy Clouser says medium. Satchel Paige said air fried the steak back to life.
There it is.
I am an air fryer. 85 Toyota 85 says gotta be medium rare. See? And uses a cast iron to reheat.
There you go.
Tommy Clouser says ribeye. My eggplant, your mama, my guy's back.
Oh, he's back.
The guys with the names are in the house tonight. We are not supposed to eat. He says we're not supposed to eat meat, buddy.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Delete him. Block him.
He says tomahawk steak. Jake Webb said marinated steak. Yes, marble, ribeye, medium. So everybody, it looks like a consensus. They are a consensus that they're all with you. But are you medium well or medium rare?
Not medium well. I have had steak at medium rare before, but the key to the medium rare is that it has to be like, you almost have to put it in a open fire. You got to put it in like a house fire. You got to leave it in like a forest fire because you got to sear it. Like it's got to sear it. And ultimately, you definitely want to have it that if you don't finish it, which the key is, you don't have to be stay classy, man. You don't have to eat no damn whole ass steak somewhere. Eat everything around it. Talk to your company there. Have a good time. Eat the sides. Get into it, and then take your steak home, man. And then fire it back up. Put some eggs on the side of it, man. Put some eggs on the side of that, man, for the AM, man.
Shouts out to the people, man. Shouts out to the people commenting, man. You guys are making this show so enjoyable. But we gonna get back to this.
Oh, we gotta go to the other side. I've been trying to hold out because you've taken the Bengals, and I've taken the Bengals as well too. Yeah. But let's talk about some real football.
Let's talk about the injuries first. Let's talk about big injuries to McCaffrey on that side. Debo Samuel, I believe McCaffrey has a calf injury also.
Yeah.
Debo is having ankle problems.
Yeah. And then they come and then they come here, and then you come to us.
I'm hearing a lot
limping.
And the Eagles are rather healthy.
You coming here with mesothelioma? You coming here with that? You coming here with COPD?
Mahomes should do KC masterpiece is what Jake Webb says, and Tommy Clouser says Eagles for the win.
EAGLE. Oh, let me chill.
So McCaffrey, you think McCaffrey's gonna play?
Yes.
Debo?
Yes.
Garoppolo's on the injury list.
I want all of them to play, and I think they should. They've earned the right to play, but they're not going to be playing at 100%.
Not going to be playing at 100%.
100%.
You're talking about a team that hasn't lost since they were 3-4.
I mean, I get that. I get that.
One game since they acquired.
But just think about this, though. Just think about this, and be honest with yourself. And some of y'all in here, come in a little bit closer now. Be honest with yourself. You had that big, thick neck, weird dude for Chicago that tried to fall all the way on Jalen Hurts tried to really break his clavicle and shit. Like you have no right to even be touching that man in the first place, but you did, and you fell all on him. You know how to fall on people so you can hurt them, and they tried. Imagine what our record would look like if Jalen Hurts was healthy the whole year and he didn't sit out for the games that he set out. It's been a real problem.
A guy.
Real
only
problem.
Lost one game this year. He's only lost.
You have to understand the dynamic that opens up when Jalen Hurts is on the field is different. Gardner Minshew did the best he could, but he is not Jalen Hurts. You don't present the same threat. You see what we do. You see what happens. He's sitting there. There's only a couple quarterbacks. I'm not gonna say in the history of the game, but in the recent turn of the game that can really be able to organize and orchestrate that level, that offense, because you have to really be a smart quarterback. And you got to have the legs behind it to support that. And I'm going to just tell you right now, when you have Jalen Hurts in the game, and he actually adds the RPO threat that he is, let's call it what it is, and you put Purdy in there, like if everything was the same, if you said the 49ers defense is solid, and you know the Eagles' defense is solid. Don't disrespect us by saying different. If you say the receiver core for them is solid for 49ers, you know our receiver core is solid. Don't disrespect us by that. And if you put in tight ends, Kittles, and you put in Goddard, you know those are give or take arguably, they're arguable. But when you put Purdy up against Jalen Hurts and you think and you put money down on this, you put money, you could have bought eggs with that money. Do you know how much eggs cost? You put egg money on a bet to say that the 49ers is going to beat the Eagles?
Is this a soliloquy over?
I'm just asking.
Is the soliloquy over?
If you did that, look at your kids, man. Go in there with your kids and look at them. I took eggs out of your mouth to bet against the Eagles, knowing that the one thing that differs when you put offense, defense, line, everything together, the one factor that's not the same is the quarterback. And you took eggs out of your kids' mouth for that?
Let me get to the comments before I even start. This was a great soliloquy for no reason. Because this going to be, that's how he's going to be looking on Sunday. Just like
that's
that.
how your kids going to be looking on Sunday morning when you look at next week when they're looking for eggs. No omelets for
That's
you.
how he's going to be looking after the game, man. But anyway, let me get to the comments, man, because I like we say, man, we ain't it without y'all. Tommy Clouser says Brock Purdy deserves a starting quarterback job for the next year. 85 Toyota SR5 says he's with the Birds too. My eggplant your mama says 49ers offense plays to the Eagles' weaknesses. Tommy Clouser says it's going to be a slobber knocker of a game.
What is our weakness?
Raiders says game before Super Bowl, nobody's fully healthy. Satchel Paige says Wagner is a catalyst for a San Fran win. Tommy Clouser says Niners D is what beat Dallas. Tommy Clouser also states that Jalen Hurts is either going to be a winner or the next Dak based on this year.
What?
Raiders says that's the same offense the Ravens run minus the adequate weapons.
Did he say him in the same breath as Dak? Dak got the same amount of wins as Purdy.
So
you ain't getting no turkey leg. No, get him off the turkey leg list right now. Get him off.
I'm in agreement with the Raiders. Raiders says that's the same offense minus the weapons that the Ravens run that you guys have. So he doesn't really have to be a smart guy like you said.
It's like saying that's the same gun without bullets. That's a completely different gun.
Raiders says, and the Eagles have the best offensive line. Raiders guy is a Raiders fan from Philly. I don't know how that worked. And Tommy Clouser, is that the question? But the question is, so for me in this game, we obviously know you picked the Eagles. I'm gonna pick San Francisco.
100%.
And not just because just to be different. Like I'm gonna pick the San Francisco 49ers because they haven't really lost since McCaffrey's been there. They only lost the first game.
You talking about the injured McCaffrey?
He'll be back and ready to go.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about the healthy.
Oh,
McCaffrey.
He's gonna look healthy against y'all.
Why though?
He's gonna
Why?
Look,
who has looked healthy?
Their defense is number one in the league. You're gonna have problems with Bosa.
I'm not worried about no Bosa. They said we was gonna have problems with your boy
Debo Samuel.
Micah Parsons.
Debo Samuel. Well, they
we ran it right to him.
Bosa's different.
Why he different?
Because Parsons he don't know the game yet.
Man, Bosa got gout. Ain't nobody worried about nobody with gout.
But I'm going to take the Niners, man. I'm taking the Niners. Right with my boy Robbie the Rocket in the Niners.
Bosa better be drinking some cherry juice.
Rolling with my boy Jay McBride in the Niners. Even I hate to say it. Purdy never seen Eagles D. Tommy Clouser says 49ers D can easily be the reason Philly loses.
Okay, we got to get out of here, you guys. It's running late. We got kids to take care of.
They don't want to talk about it.
They just
they're telling the truth.
These people clearly have had long nights.
Don't talk about our people.
I'm saying they've had long nights. Man, they need to wrap it up.
Man,
some of these people they're under the influence right now.
70. Are you guys a team that got 70 sacks this year? You lead the league in sacks and all that, right?
We lead the league in our record.
Oh my God.
We have just enough sacks to be where we at.
Yeah.
Home field advantage with the first round bye, whooping up on second.
They still play at the Vet, or where y'all play? What's the name of that new arena or new football field?
I mean,
that new jail place. I mean, you got jail.
It's the link,
there.
homie. It's the link.
Okay.
It's the link.
It's gonna be a loss at the link this week. It's going to be lost at the link.
It's the link.
But before we get up out of here, let's talk about for the third year in a row, let's talk about this All-Star game and this voting. And
I need to take a break, man. These guys got me.
They tell you the truth.
No, they're not, man. Listen.
We got two things. I almost forgot. We got two things.
We
ain't talked about Young Shanny yet. We ain't talked about Club Shay Shay.
Well, there's a couple things because we got let's first and foremost, y'all gonna leave Shannon Sharp alone. Like some of y'all been like, he 50. Somebody said he got like bad pancreas or something like that. I heard you over there. But this is what you don't understand. Shannon Sharp was raised out in the field with 9, 10 siblings since he was 8 years old in the backwoods of Georgia. He's a heavy-handed young man. Nobody in the history of Shannon Sharp being in the NFL and anywhere he's at has not told you that he's not hanging up 2- and 3-piece suits up in closets.
Let me get to the last comments. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm
hanging up them suits.
This nigga here says we have the best. We have at least 3 Trent Richardson type of OL offensive lineman over there, and I believe that must be with the Eagles. Tommy Clouser said he got kids too, and Tommy Clouser said let's talk football. He's talking football, and we've been talking football.
Trent Richardson, and I will say that Trent Richardson is by far the nastiest offensive lineman in the league. He's a beast. I will not take anything away. Purdy looked good because of him.
I watched some highlights.
Purdy he should get that man.
I don't watch
a Mercedes
offensive line highlights.
No, he needs
but I watch his highlights and he's a beast.
Yeah, he needs one of them what are them things called, them Grand Ranch, them big fours and 250 lifts. He needs one of them from Purdy. Purdy, you need to put your whole check on him because he's kept you alive.
Mr. Irrelevant.
He's kept you alive. Trent Williams is by far he's a nightmare.
He's going to the Super Bowl. All right, let's go let's talk about Shannon Shay Sharp.
So this is my only question around that is Shannon Sharp a threat, or do you think he's a whole lot of hot air? That's the real question.
I think he's a guy with a lot of hot air that can back it up.
Well, then he's a threat.
He's a threat.
Shannon Sharp is a threat, and y'all gonna learn. And maybe you don't see it in this kind of platform. Maybe Skip don't see it in that platform.
Skip.
But you're not going to, and this is what you do have to understand. Look who's around Shannon Sharp in that situation. Nobody.
Yeah,
Look who was around all the players in Memphis. Everybody. That's who you work. That's who you look for is the people, not the man that they're holding back. It's the ones that are ganged up together. That's the ones that you know ain't the real threat. He there himself, man. He in there in a smoking jacket,
all
man.
Right, 2 things. Would you wear the cardigan?
Yep. I actually got one like that and it never came. I got it from what I thought was a reputable site on Facebook. It ended up being Wish. So I had something just like it, but it ain't got here yet. So I might not get it to the summer. I might not get the sweater to the summer, but it looked kind of like that. That's a good credit sweater right there.
All right. So, and the next question was, and one of the people in the comments, he had kind of addressed it. Because before we started, we had a question. 85 Toyota SR5 says that Sharp better not fight Adam is all he knows, and we spoke on that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And
I get that. I understand that. He's a stocky dude.
Before we're gonna get to the video, but let me give everybody a question when we come back to the video.
Okay.
The question is, do you got Sharp or Steven Adams one-on-one in mano a mano?
Okay.
So we're gonna get to the video. Let's roll it, man, to my fellas in the back.
Look at he walking way away. He on the other side of the court. Shannon on the court.
You pulling Carmelo?
Yeah, Shannon on the court. He walking away from the court. Look at Adams. He come over there like, what do you want?
You have a problem. And T. Moran definitely didn't want it.
Oh, man, come on, y'all. Y'all wildin'.
Oh, yeah, we back. Oh, no, what are you talking about it? So let's talk about it. I mean, what do you think about, hey, it was a sight to see, you know what I'm saying, on the court.
No, it wasn't.
It was a little sight to see. I like to see people talk crap.
You know what I do like is I like the fact that Shannon Sharp, after all this and what he's been, clearly they've been giving him a hard time, and I love that good credit sweater he got on right there, man. I tell you, you see a man walk around with that sweater, just know he all right. His credit's cool.
Something's right. He's doing something right.
His credit cool. You don't even shop at them stores unless your credit cool. That's not the store that you shop at without your credit being together. So shout out to the sweater, first off, the good credit collection, but also shout out to him for his apology that he enlisted. He took all the blame. That's what these great leaders do. That's what these great men do. He didn't lose one sponsor. That man came out there and he said, listen, I appreciate the fact that these young men stood up for each other. I apologize. They're a great team. They're competitive. I like the passion that they brought. I wasn't wrong. I was wrong. They was right. It's a great apology. Some of y'all young men can always take some time out of one of these casts to talk to y'all for a second. Some of y'all men, and I'm not talking about young men. I'm talking about some of y'all men. Y'all need to be able to understand and learn and accept and appreciate the power of apology. Mean it with some passion. Because you know what? Shannon really could have hurt one of the men. But to even be able to have that power and still be able to apologize, that takes a lot more power. And I appreciate the fact that he got on there and he had a heartfelt and genuine and really articulate apology. I appreciate that about it. He didn't lose one sponsor.
Apologize.
Yeah, man, there you go. He didn't lose one sponsor.
Hey, he apologizes to everybody.
He didn't lose one sponsor.
He apologized to everybody.
He probably got a sponsor.
85 Jake Webb says nobody can F with Sharp. He's an OG. 85 Toyota
with 4% body fat.
Adam is probably the strongest guy in the league. And Raider says he.
I want y'all to do me a favor. He
said he didn't want it with Adams. He turned his attention to T.
Okay, and so how about this?
T didn't want to smoke. He definitely didn't want to smoke.
Do me this favor. Go to Steven Adams' rookie year, and I want you to go look at that gentleman and tell me that dude to the core was this guy that you calling him right now. Yeah, he's been working out. I'll give him that. But you didn't know Steven Adams ain't even 30 yet. His bones ain't even all the way hardened. That dude ain't even all the way hardened yet. He's solid. He ain't calcified. He ain't, his shit ain't even, he ain't even 30. You look like he been in the league for 80 years. He ain't even 30. Look at him. So the reason why I say that is look at him now, not even 30, and then go Google him his rookie year and go look at what he looked like. And then you tell me his rookie year. Go take that same year. I want you to then go Google what Shannon Sharp looked like his Steven Adams rookie year. Shannon Sharp ain't new to this.
That's the one we were talking about in the back when he just picked up the guy and.
That's fine. I get all that.
I
But
mean,
go look at Shannon Sharp
and so
on Steven Adams' rookie year.
So-
Go look at what he was built like.
So to say like to Steven Adams, the strongest guy in the NBA, right? You're dealing with a bunch of guys who don't really just like lift weights.
They don't even make contact no more.
Now to be one of the strongest guys
In the NFL?
the NFL is a totally different league.
No, y'all playing yourselves. Leave that man alone.
He's not one of those guys that have popcorn muscles. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
that's what I said.
shit
Go
is
look
real.
at Steven Adams his rookie year, and then whatever year that is, take that year, and then go over and say this year, and then go look up Shannon Sharp and look at what he was, and then you tell me what the difference is.
We got a couple comments that said as soon as he seen Steven Adams, he turned his attention to T. Moran. Everybody saying he didn't want to smoke with Steven Adams.
I mean, Steven Adams, he's so strong, he could have pushed through them little lightweight dudes who was telling him stop. They said halt. They didn't even tell him stop. They was like, "Can you halt?" It was like, "Can we talk about it?" They was like, "Can we just chill?" And he stayed there. If Steven Adams is what he said he is, he could have got to Shannon.
Steven Adams said, "Man, if he's in a fight with a bear, don't check on him."
Listen, I always tell you this. I used to do security at a club. If I grabbed you, you was losing. You heard me? Listen to me again.
Right.
I was security at a club that some of y'all moms, some of your aunties, and maybe even some of y'all grandmas went to. If I grabbed you, you was losing. Shannon didn't get grabbed.
I don't think it's hard to grab that big guy. Raider says he has youth on his side. Sharp is one of my favorite, but 29 versus 54 is a factor. He's also 6'11". I believe
6'11" dudes punch slow.
I believe Shannon Sharp would have won that fight, man. You gotta go to where his upbringing and where he came from in life, man. And hey, man, any guy that used to use the outhouse, man, he's been through a couple things.
That's like foster kid strength. If you use the outhouse, you have the same strength as a foster kid. And if any of y'all been foster kids, shout out to you because I'm glad you're still here and you made it. But y'all hit hard as shit, man. Like foster kids hit hard as shit. Good way to put it, man. Good way to be. Foster
PG
kids hit
and all
hard
that,
as
you know what I'm
shit,
saying?
man. Outhouse kids, foster kids.
Good way to keep us going. You know?
Yeah.
That one might have took us off.
That might have took us there. We got it. Okay.
Man.
All right, let's bring this back because we're gonna wrap it up. Some of these things we ain't gonna make it tonight because we got to go home and check on some things. But I did want to talk about the Ed Reed for a second.
Let's talk about Ed Reed and
let's Ed Reed looked at HBCUs and we said he wasn't ready for the prime time, which is basically saying Deion went in there and took on some of the challenges of the HBCUs, and which means you're underfunded. They have poor equipment, poor facilities. They have a lot of things that when you talk about major schools and colleges where they get these endowments and this money that's forwarded to the schools, you're not getting those in these HBCUs. And Primetime went in there accepting that, and he still was able to carve out a successful team and group and put certain things into that school and the facilities that are still there to this day. Ed Reed didn't. He wasn't ready for prime time.
I mean, well, he's not prime time, and he prime time went there. He seen what it was. He seen the issues he had to do, and he went in there and he brought in sponsors. He brought in Under Armour. He brought in Under Armour. He brought in Walmart. He brought in Michael Strahan's thing to get flights. Like he did a lot of things. And
that's called prime time.
Ed Reed didn't sit there, but we gonna talk about this Ed Reed rant. We got the video queued up, so let it go.
Man, you got the earpiece in? You killing it. Where's the earpiece at? They got the little wireless short? Oh, he hit you with the I was like, damn.
All out there with y'all opinions, full of crap, don't know shit.
Like Ed Reed. Somebody in the studio looks like Ed Reed.
Needless to say, I just pulled up to work.
He's an Ed Reed doppelganger.
We're going to try to help y'all too, man, because I know a lot of HBCs need help. I'm just here to help here first. I see it all too clearly. All our HBCUs need help. HBCUs need help. And they need help because of the people who's running it. Broken mentalities out here. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. I gotta get in the office. I hope y'all be blessed out there. 336, I see you, my bro. About to pull up in the office, bro. I gotta get out here. My guys already out here working. I've been here for a week and a half. I've been here for a week and a half and have done more than people that have been here in freaking years. And I'm not.
Ed Reed was out there giving Bethune-Cookman the business, and then a few hours or a day later, they gave him the business.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tux, man, for at least trying to get out there with Bethune and do what he could for the Ed Reed for the program. Yeah. But I think ultimately you have to be ready for prime time, and that's what I think some of these former athletes are going to have to really be able to embrace and take on, is that you are going to be going to a school with poor facilities, underfunded, and really a lack of total participation by everybody involved, and that includes alumni.
Total participation, bad organization. You can go
misappropriating funds.
Yeah, definitely that, man. You can go around like
even when you get the money, they gonna misappropriate it.
Terrible communication going on in these places. Like it's bad. But way to put the spotlight on it, but he may have went about it wrong.
I mean, do you think so? Let's stick there with it for a second. You say he went about it the wrong way. Do you think he should have thrown the tantrum that he did to get the attention on it, or do you think he could have been able to take a more tactful approach to it and just really paid his dues?
I just think he should have went to the admin first. And
I think he clearly went to the admin
and state his issues, and then if they don't do anything, then go on the rant.
I mean, it's just this is what it is. This is what it is.
They can't do anything in one day, definitely, but try to outline them with some sort of process to get past it.
I think this is what it is. You're going to go, if you want to go to these schools and really understand where the real issue and help that you're going to need to, it's like going to a homeless shelter or going to, Tent City or something. Be like, man, dude, these people, it stunk in there, and there was people all dirty and stuff. Like, yeah, that's where the help is needed.
Yeah,
you can't be going in the suburbs talking about y'all want free turkeys and shit. You got to go to where the help's needed, man. Don't be bringing no damn turkeys to homeless shelters. They ain't got no oven. You got to go and
you can bring a bunch of your smoked turkey legs.
Yeah, now turkey legs, man. Listen, we are going to. There's supposed to be a turkey leg drive going on. I'm still gonna hold to that. I owe a couple of you all some turkey legs. A couple of y'all took your turkey legs back. I don't like your reckless tone. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Your tone is all off, and it has been for the last couple of weeks. But I'm not gonna take the turkey leg from you. But you're gonna have to pay for it. Some of y'all, I'm gonna bless y'all with a turkey leg.
Let me say this. Ed Reed, man, it's a bit. I like the spotlight that it's put on it to maybe you might see some changes, but these donors, like these donors, HBCU donors, they might just donate like $20 or something. I'll give them a hot 20.
I mean, it just unfortunately
when you go to,
you got to see
Power 5, 20 is 20 million or something.
I think people are just now starting to understand and see that, Coach Prime did a lot more for the culture, community, and the overall movement of HBCUs than people really want to give him credit for. Because you have some of them coaches in there bad-mouthing them going back to a raggedy facility. Like, he ain't doing that for y'all's facility, too. Some of them coaches was giving Prime a hard time, and they underfunded. And their funds are being misappropriated. And they giving him a hard time. So hopefully this is this not just puts a spotlight on what the facilities and what the actual support looks like, but it's putting a spotlight on the culture of what it looks like. Like, y'all be willing to, it's like somebody seeing somebody in a sinking boat, giving them a hard time for trying to try to take a bucket and scoop the water out, but they sitting in a sinking boat. Like, at the end of the day, y'all both going to have to figure out how to get this water out of this sinking boat. And you would spend way too much time. Like, look at him with the bucket. It's way too small.
You're going to have to plug the hole.
You got to plug the holes.
They talking about the students are trying to bring them back. They rallying. They happy for the protest. But you got to also realize that Bethune-Cookman just were part of the one of these hurricanes that went through, and the school was kind of ravaged at that point. So that's some of these issues are coming from that. But hopefully, man, they get it together, Bethune-Cookman, and hopefully they bring them back. And shouts out to Eddie George of Tennessee State, who's gonna stick with it in the long haul. He had the same type of issues.
Allegedly.
Well, he's gonna stick through it at least this year.
Allegedly,
because his son is there.
Allegedly,
his son is there. Tommy Clouser says, what did Deion do so different than Ed Reed? Deion tried to help build a community out of one that's less than par. Ed Reed started bitching about it as soon as he got there. Satchel Paige says, duh, it's the colored section. Tommy Clouser says Prime gave his heart and soul into Jackson State but wasn't appreciated. And Satchel Paige says that section has never been considered humane.
Well, I think this is a great way to wrap up this show, because I think it gives you all an opportunity to kind of think about not just what they're doing, but what are you doing? And when you say what are you doing, let's not worry so much about what you're doing for those colleges, but what are you doing for your community? What are you doing for your area? What are you doing for the kids and the underfunded groups and organizations right at home? You don't have to go put in. I'm not saying that you can't put in, especially if you've been blessed, get it out to Bethune, get it out to Jackson State, even when Deion's gone. But what are you doing inside of your local communities and organizations right at home? A couple of y'all are a few blocks and a few miles from something that you can make a difference in. And that's what this hopefully brings some light on, is what are you doing for your community?
What are you doing for your community? And here at Game Point, we're going to start giving back just a little bit more. But here at the Art Network, man, they do give back to the community. They teaching these young kids all kind of skills. Yeah, man. Skills and deals is going to pay the bills.
There's a lot of coaches. There's a lot of volunteers. There's a lot of organizers who have been volunteering their time. Even if you're the mom who cuts up orange slices, you the guy that picks up the cones. They don't even
do orange slices no more, man.
I mean, you can.
No, I'm just saying they don't do it no more.
What do you eat? What do you eat?
You don't get nothing at halftime.
Well, there's a mom out there. I guarantee you there's a mom out there that cut up some orange slices. Get the orange slices. Bring it back.
It's like a lost art. But anyways, without a doubt, man, we about to be out. Here's Game Point. We like to like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. And shouts out to all the people that commented. Thanks again, because we can't do it without y'all. Y'all kept the conversation long, man. We was ready to get in, get out, do our thing, but you guys kept us entertained. So that's what it's about. But what about, hold on, let me get it back together,
Let me at least say this, man. I appreciate y'all coming out with us tonight. Again, y'all could be anywhere, but y'all chose to be here. I appreciate the feedback, the comments. This lets us know that if anything, we're creating an environment or a forum for you all to speak freely. That don't mean that y'all going to get turkey legs, because clearly some of y'all's tone been off, but that don't mean that we don't appreciate what y'all brought to this conversation. Here on Game Point, where we keep the game on point, we just want to remind you all, man, them other podcasts, man, they're about as useful as an ashtray on a motorcycle. And of course, they don't sound right, but you just got to think about it in reverse. We appreciate y'all, and we're glad that y'all came out with us tonight. We're going home, man.
Useless. And look, when Philly loses the game this week, he's going to give y'all that look. Just think about that look he was giving y'all earlier. And, I'll just send him a text or call him and check on him and make sure he's all right. Make sure his wife puts all the knives up.
Man, don't send me nothing. If you ain't been with us, you ain't going to be with us, man. But we appreciate the run, and it's been a hell of a show. And listen, let me just tell y'all, at the end of the day, our season is still here, man. We still rocking and rolling. I'm making a steak every Sunday, man, just to shout out and take a look at my team, ribeye. And I'm really enjoying this, man. So if our season ended coming up on Sunday, then, man, it's been a hell of a run for us, man. It's been a lot of things that we've been able to take. Everything I just talked to you all about, you know it. If you said everything that's supposed to be equal, the only difference is the quarterback play, You really want to do that? You really want to bet your eggs? Your kids. You could be making omelets next week. Don't do that to your kids.
We out of here, and check it out. Josh Purdy might be there next time Brady, but check it out here at Game Point. Like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. Check it out. Shouts out to my man Tux in the back, man, for making it happen. You know what I'm saying? We in it to win it, but we out without a doubt. Peace.